Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the generation rate of excess electron and excess holes, that is Gn and Gp. That is what will be the value of Gn and Gp for excess electron and excess holes respectively. So before going to the generation rate of excess electrons and excess holes, let us discuss what is injection. Injection means that how much amount of excess carriers that has been generated inside the semiconductor. If the excess carrier concentration is smaller than the thermal equilibrium majority carrier concentration, then it is called low level injection. So in low level injection we can say that excess carrier concentration will be smaller than thermal equilibrium majority carrier concentration. Carrier concentration. This is called low level injection. Injection is nothing but the process of injecting the minority carriers inside the semiconductor. Similarly, for high level injection, where the excess carrier concentration will be greater than thermal equilibrium carrier or majority carrier concentration. But in the GATE syllabus, this low level injection is there, but this high level injection is not in the GATE syllabus, so we will not consider this part. So in every cases, we will take low level injection where the excess carrier concentration will be smaller than the thermal equilibrium majority carrier concentration. Now we have to define the generation rate of excess electrons and excess holes, that is Gn and Gp. For that case, let us assume that we have a p-type semiconductor. For the first case, we are assuming we have a p-type semiconductor, and in this p-type semiconductor, you can see it is a 3D diagram of a p-type semiconductor. It is a p-type semiconductor, but let us assume that P0 is the thermal equilibrium hole concentration. That is, it is the thermal equilibrium majority carrier concentration because we have taken a p-type semiconductor. Similarly, N0 is the thermal equilibrium electron concentration, that is the thermal equilibrium minority carrier concentration because we have taken p-type semiconductor. So this is the situation before the incident of the light, that is at the thermal equilibrium condition. And this condition, you know that the whole concentration, that is the majority carrier concentration P0, will be very much greater than the N0. That's why it is a p-type semiconductor. Now let us assume that we have incident a light on this surface. So due to the light incident, excess carriers will be generated near the surface. So we can say that we have injected some amount of excess carriers inside the semiconductor, p-type semiconductor, by incidenting a light. So we can say that due to the light incident, excess carrier are generated near the incident surface. So we can say that in the diagram, the excess carriers will be generated near the surface, near the surface. So we can say that the excess carriers that are now generated, they are within this volume, this yellow volume. In this yellow volume, there will be excess carriers. Now, let us consider that low level injection has been taken place. So, considering low level injection, and in the low level injection, we know that the excess carrier concentration, and it is a p-type semiconductor, so we can say the minority carriers or excess minority carriers that will be generated, that is del n t, it will be a function of time, and this will be very much smaller than the majority carrier concentration P0, because it is a low level injection. In the low level injection, the excess carrier concentration smaller than the thermal equilibrium majority carrier concentration. Now we can say that net rate of change in the, that is net rate of change in electron concentration, because electron is the minority carrier in the p-type, and we know after incidenting the light, minority carrier will change, majority carrier will not change. So we can write d nt divided by dt is equals to, or we can say is proportional to, ni square minus nt into pt. This ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration, and nt is the total electron concentration, that is previously before the incident light it was n0. After incidenting light, some excess electron has been generated, that is the del nt, and pt will be p0 plus del pt. This is the whole carrier concentration. Now, since electron and holes are generated in pairs, so we can write that excess hole concentration del Pt will be equals to excess electron concentration. Now, for this case, from this equation, if I give a equal to sign, then there will be a proportionality constant, and from this proportionality constant, let us define that alpha r is the proportionality constant, so it will be ni square minus nt into pt. So we can say that d dt of n0 plus del nt, because this nt value is given by this equation. I have put the value of nt here, so it will be alpha r into ni square minus n0 plus del nt into p0 plus del pt. Now if I find low level injection condition where del NT is very much less than P0, then we can say that ddt of del NT will be equals to alpha r and Ni square minus, if I multiply, then it will be N0 into P0 minus N0 into del Pt minus P0 into del of Nt minus del Nt into del Pt. Now from this equation we can say that alpha will be the same and Ni square comes here. So we can say that this del Pt value will be, and del N value, that is the del Nt, is very much less than the P0. So if del Nt is very much less than the P0 value, so we can write it as N0 into del of Pt, or we can say del Nt into del Pt minus or plus is equals to P0 into del of Nt plus del of Nt square, because this del Nt and del Pt are of same value. So we have put del Nt square. Similarly, in the next step, we can write Ni square minus this del Pt value can be written as N0 into del Nt plus P0 into del Nt plus del N square T. So this is the equation of rate of change of excess carriers. Now further simplification will get if I write d dt of del of Nt will be equals to alpha r Ni square minus alpha r. If I take del Nt common, then we'll get N0 plus P0 into or plus del Nt. So we'll get, if I have taken from this expression, I have taken del Nt common, so we'll get N0 plus P0 plus del Nt. From this equation, we can say this first part will give the thermal equilibrium generation rate. But this second term, that is the alpha r into del Nt into N0 plus P0 plus del Nt, this second term gives the excess carrier concentration generation rate. So let us see that d dt of del of Nt can be written as minus alpha r into P0 into del Nt, because N0 value is very much less than P0 value, because we have considered a p-type semiconductor, and del n square t is very much small value. That's why we have neglect this del n square t, and we have neglected the N0 term, because N0 is very much less than P0. So we have got a final equation where d dt of del nt is equals to the minus alpha r P0 del nt. Now from this equation, if I find the solution, and this is a first order derivative equation, so if we find the solution of this first order derivative equation, then we can find that del nt is equals to del n at t equals to 0 into e to the power minus alpha r into p0 into t. So this is the solution of this first order equation, first order differential equation. From this equation, we can write that del nt is equals to del n 0. Del n 0 means del n at t equals to 0 e to the power minus t by alpha n0. So this tau n0 is nothing but the excess minority carrier lifetime, and we have considered a p-type material. So here the minority carriers are the electrons. So I am writing excess electron lifetime, and this excess electron lifetime is nothing but 1 by alpha r into p0. So this is the lifetime of the excess electrons that has been generated due to the incident of light. So this equation gives that the excess electron that has been generated due to the incident of light is a function of time, is a function of time. So we can say that the excess electrons that has been generated inside the p-type semiconductor due to the incident of light is a function of time, and as time increases, del n value will decrease exponentially. This is the physical significance of del nt. That means it gives the decay of the minority carrier with respect to time. It gives the decay. Therefore, we can say that the generation rate, if we want to find the generation rate of these excess electrons that has been generated in the p-type, it can be written as Gn. This Gn will be equals to concentration of excess carriers generated divided by excess minority carrier lifetime. That is, for this case we can write del n divided by tau n0. So Gn is equals to del n by tau n0, and this value can be found from this equation by differentiating with respect to time. If we differentiate the equation 1 with respect to time, then we can find the generation rate. And the unit of this generation rate will be electron hole pair per unit volume, that is the centimeter cube per unit second. And we also know that the recombination rate, generation of electrons is also happening, and on the other side recombination of the excess carrier will also take place. So we can say that the recombination rate of the excess carrier if I denote it as Rn, this Rn value should be equals to the generation rate, that is del n by tau n0, because the generation rate and the recombination rate of a excess charge carrier will be same, and that will be equals to del n by tau n0, and this is equals to have a unit of electron hole pair per centimeter cube per unit second. And from this we can say there will be decrease in electron concentration per unit time due to recombination. So this was the generation rate calculation and the recombination rate calculation for the p-type semiconductor. Now we will see similarly what will be the generation rate equation and the recombination rate equation for the n-type semiconductor. So let us consider an n-type semiconductor. So let us take an n-type semiconductor. So for the case of n-type semiconductor, we know that the majority carrier is the electron and the minority carrier is the hole. Now, due to the incident of the light, the minority carrier concentration will change immensely, but there will be a negligible change in the majority carrier concentration. So we can write that rate of change in the minority carrier, that is Pt concentration. Pt is the minority carrier concentration, that is the whole concentration, will be equals to minus alpha r into n0 into del p of. So soluting this equation, similarly we can find the value of del p with respect to time, that is del p at t equals to 0, that is del p0 e to the power minus t by tau p0, and this tau p0 is the excess whole lifetime, and it is equals to minus alpha r n0, that is the excess minority carrier lifetime. So this equation gives the equation for minority carrier, that is the whole carrier concentration, that is the excess whole carrier concentration inside the n-type semiconductor for light incident. So we can write the generation rate for the minority carriers, that is hole inside the n-type semiconductor, due to the incident of light is del Pt divided by tau P0. So this is the generation rate equation for the holes. Similarly, if we find the recombination rate for the holes, that is Rp, it will be similar as the generation rate, that is the Gp del P divided by tau P0, because the generation rate and the recombination rate will be similar. So we again know that for any semiconductor, the generation rate for the electrons or excess carrier generation rate for electrons must be equals to generation rate for the excess holes, that is Gp. These two terms must be same because electron and holes are generated in pairs. So we can write that del n t divided by tau n0 is equals to del pt divided by tau p0. So this is the equation which will be very important for the numericals. In the numericals, we should need we will need this type of equations, and using these equations we will solve the numericals. In this way we can calculate the generation rate and the recombination rate of excess carriers inside the n-type as well as in the p-type semiconductor due to incident of light. Thank you.